So we sold a car yesterday, and I'm probably going to repo this guy. It's just because you know that that's the type of situation the car sale had to occur in, that in those types of situations in the past, now he could surprise me. But in the past, this guy, the similar situations, this individual probably going to get repoed. Now, let me get into what that situation is. The more you have into a vehicle, the less likely you are to get repossessed. So the more of your own personal money. So money that you worked for, though, money that you worked for, not money that you got from a tax return or anything like that. It has to be money that you saved and that you worked for. The more you put down on a vehicle in the subprime world, the signal is to me that you're likely to pay for that vehicle. Tax season, it's a totally different animal. You could put $5,000 down that the government gave you and never make a payment again. It doesn't make any sense. But it's just, quick money earned is quick money spent. And that money was pretty quick. So in this situation, and in most of our subprime situations, if a customer doesn't have a lot to put down and or has to go around about ways of putting it down, it's not a good sign for us. So yesterday, had a customer. He needed to get the down payment from his employer, which I wouldn't have done if I was his employer, but it's what he does a lot of times. These guys, can talk their employers, family members, and everything else to putting down payments down on cars for them as a way to rebuild their lives, right? This guy had no money, zero to his name, nothing. So down payment paid for by his boss. Then he needed to get insurance, to which he had his sister add him to her plan and the car to her plan, and he didn't pay for insurance. And to make things even crazier, his girlfriend will be making the payments on his account. I think through something, because he gets paid cash and it'll be easier for her to make the payments. I'm like, oh, okay, bud. So basically, this guy's not even making the payments for the car. He's not buying the car, basically. He's not even worried about the insurance coverage. So at the end of the day, typically when somebody doesn't have anything vested, sorry, it's morning again and my allergies are killing me. Typically when somebody doesn't have anything vested in the vehicle, they're more like, there's a higher probability that you're going to repossess them. Now, it doesn't happen every time. Some people surprise us. But basically, off of how many cars we sold over 1,000 cars. It's you get a understanding of situations, right? You get an understanding of, okay, when X happens, Y happens. In 99% of cases, right? So you have a higher probability. So the question is, why did I sell him the car then? If I think that he's going to get repossessed, because I don't know. That's why. Because I don't know. He could be one of the ones that surprised me. And at my dealership, anybody deserves a car, so long as you have the down payment. And he had the down payment. So that's all that matters at my dealership. I don't care if your credit is terrible. I don't care if you have no money or anything like that. If you borrow it from somebody, I really don't care. That's how you receive the down payment. None of my business. Where you are in your life, whether you're starting over or you're still just heading down the same slippery path you've been heading down, also none of my business. I really don't care. It has nothing to do with me. Between me and you could be a total POS that is a burden to society. But if you enter an agreement with me and you make payments on your agreement, you're fine by me. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do. I'm not going to discriminate or, preemptively basically repossess a car. Now, am I going to be smart about things? Yeah. Am I going to make sure that I have my ducks in a row legally? Am I going to make sure I have my ducks in a row in terms of making sure that I know where my vehicle is at all times? Now, am I going to make sure on this customer that I follow up and remind them more frequently? Yes, I am. Am I going to be more strict with this customer? That's also very important in the subprime buy here, pay here world. You got to be strict with these people. You give a mouse a muffin or whatever it is, and he's going to ask for the whole dozen. I mean, it is very much like that. So, in the business with dealing with subprime, you have to be very firm, firm and fair. Firm and fair is probably most important, right? Oh, I'm gonna be, I'll because otherwise the can will get kicked down the road, and that's where your payment will go along with the can. I mean, and you have to make sure that you're seeing these people and that you're reminding them to make their payments. For one, the payments oftentimes are weekly. Okay, that's tough to remember to do. I have all my money, all my credit cards and everything, and payments. Everything I do is on monthly, right? I just all on auto pay because I can't remember to pay it all, right? It's just I have too many things going on. All right. So with this with your car payment, these people, since they tend to not pay, and the reason why you also get it weekly is because they tend not to have a large sum of money at any one time. So $300 to $400 oftentimes becomes hard for them to come up with. So if you get it weekly, it kind of is like a weekly reminder. It's a smaller payment. It's a lot easier to go get $70 because you can go donate plasma for 80, right? So I mean, it's one of those things that it helps them, but it also helps you. It helps you see, okay, what's going on with this customer? How frequently are they paying on time? What is actually happening with their account? Are they getting a lot of late fees? What can we do to help them out? Can we get them on a better payment plan? Okay, they usually pay on the second Friday. Okay, let's see if that would work better for them. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to be chasing around the payment either. If y'all can come to an agreement, maybe the first agreement you came to wasn't great, but maybe the second agreement you come to is, right? And then at some point, then it just becomes too much work. At some point, it becomes too much work for you to constantly be chasing grown adults down for car payments. And at times, and I just say, yeah, just take the car. I'm tired of dealing with the excuses, the lies, the bull crap, the missed payments. It's just not worth the headache. It's just not. I'd rather have the car back and let it sit on the lot or sell it to somebody else than have to deal with that every single week or every single month and stuff. I mean, the excuses we get from people, family members dying, to and then this person having to pay for the funeral who doesn't have any money to make their car payments, is very ironic and interesting. We get we get some of the craziest stuff. I'm trying to think of some off the top of my head, but it's kind of early. But yeah, those are probably one of the bigger ones we get. People dying. Oh, COVID now is a big thing. So if you say you got that, and they say, oh, I had to be off work for 3 weeks, and I missed a whole month of pay and everything like that. That's a new big one that people have been using. Not that it's not true. I mean, just oftentimes. Oftentimes they just say it to say it, right? So you can say, okay, cool. Can you just send me like your COVID test or something like that, or not COVID test, but like proof that you're off work or something like that. And they can't prove it, then they start paying again. Same with the death stuff. I mean, when you say your family member dies, like can you just forward us the link to the obituary? Oh no, you can't, because they died like 5 years ago, or they're still alive, which is even more messed up. So those are kind of things that we deal with on a daily basis. So you kind of grow numb to people's excuses and stuff like that. Like initially, like, oh my God, that's so tragic, a family member died. Then you started realizing that a lot of people use the exact same excuse, and you're like, hey, there's a lot of people dying. And this is pre-COVID. So you build up this thicker skin, you build up a tolerance for understanding the lies, and you build up a understanding that, regardless whether I have somebody die or not, my mortgage payment's still due. Your car payment's still due. You're an adult. You entered into this agreement. You got to be responsible. Now, we're not a-holes. We're not going to really, take your car unless you're really not communicating and you're constantly lying about stuff and your payment gets further and further and further behind. It's just not worth our time and the headache anymore. Now you're driving around a car you're not paying for free, and that's not going to happen either. So with that, guys, I just want to give you an update and give you an idea of like kind of how it works in the subprime world, give you a look into how we do things and kind of what you deal with and what customers you deal with. And these types of decisions are made every single day down at the lot when we're selling cars. So and these are the thoughts that go through your mind, and it's just how you have to handle every situation. So with that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the like or subscribe button if you did. Thanks again, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.